Welcome back to Nightingale's Motorcycles, Metal Finishers and Restorers. Right, today we're going to do a quick one. It's 14th of February, Valentine's Day. So you probably won't get round to watching this video. You'll be too busy whining and dining, champagne, roses, running baths and petals and all that kind of thing. But when you have some time, if you catch up on this one, basically we've got a frame came in off a customer, and it's a little Ossett Trials bike, and he brought it in blasted. So it had already been blasted by somebody, not around here, and it was pretty harsh, to say the least, very harsh. Now when these things are blasted, it's bad enough when you're having something powder coated and nothing's been bunged up and correctly masked up and everything, and your headstock for your bearings. So the chilled iron, or whatever it's been blasted with, has also affected the threads. And not only that, we're at a stage where the swinging arm still had the bushes in it, and they were full of grit, heavy grit. Now I could have taken these out, but I've seen this many times, and it causes you another problem. It comes in for painting or powder coating, and you end up with another case on your hands, you know, something damaged. So he took it away. Basically he's had them pulled out, and it could have happened to anyone this, and it's cracked the swinging arm on the cross stem. So what I've actually done is, we had one off on the frame as well. Our good friends next door, Fabrawell, based in Scarborough as well, the commercial contractors, and you've probably heard me talk about them before, where we have any frame modifications or things done, or any welding up. And when it's in anything what I class as structural, we do a little bit in here, but when it comes back to frames and swinging arms, you get the professionals on the job. So they've done that, they've welded it back up, and I've gone into zinc coat and powder coat. Now the frame, when it came in, been so rough, I then had to put it to a belt sander. And after that I went into me fine blasting. So the reason was that I had to have at least a couple of hours on it to get the metal peen back again. I did it with an ultra fine walnut and oxide, light oxide, to get it back, but it was really bad. As I say, the swinging arm we got welded up again, so it's not a problem now. So then we've zinc coated it, we've top coated it, and we've clear coat lacquered it to kind of get the finish back up on it. And the swinging arm, we did the frame in red, and we've done the swinging arm in gloss black, the down struts in red, and I've also ceramic coated the footrest for the gentleman in black as well. So what we'll do is, I'm just giving you a picture of the kind of things when you've got something come in, because you can see up front what's going to happen. The amount of swinging arms I get in here where they say, can you take the bearings out? You know, and we don't mind doing it, but it's another job. And bearings, if they're very old machines, can take us sometimes from 10 minutes to a couple of hours, you know, with the heat on and the gun on them and the extractors. So just before I move on to show you the frame, if you kind of glance across there, we're getting the video ready for Monday for the restoration video. This is a beginner's guide to restoration. We're going to go probably 1, 2 or even 3 parts on it. So remember, this is for people who are thinking about restoring and getting into it. A few tips and tricks, but it will go on a little bit, but we hope it'll be helpful for people. So we'll move on to the frame, and I'll show you. Just remember though, this was a frame that come in that had been absolutely taken back by a really heavy media. So we'll go and have a look at it. So that's the drop down of the picture you've just seen with me working on it. I mean, I belt sanded it, and then I went onto the dry media for at least 2 hours, so you can tell how bad it was. So we're back on the frame now. So as you can see, we can get a real close up on this. As I say, Fabrawell next door made a fantastic job. You can see the welding in here. We've straightened this back up because it had also pushed it out. Hopefully we should nearly be there with it. But as you can see, it's a lovely finish. It's zinced, black gloss and lacquered. Then the frame close up. This is a nice bright red, like a stoplight red. Again, zinced, top coated in red and then powder lacquered as well. So that was a great finish, a good result, but you can still see I've lots of nuts and bolts in and gone round things. This was a lug we put on as well. It's critical, the chemical inside the tank, when you dip anything, I mean, I dip a lot of frames and then we pressure wash them and we neutralise them. The trouble is with when you do dip things, they have to be flushed out completely. There was no issues with that. As I say, this has probably been previously chemical dipped and just put in a blaster, or a really heavy blaster. So it's not an issue how it was done. It is an issue to us, but yeah, that's how some things are done. You know, if you take a frame along to somebody and you ask them to blast it, that's what you'll probably get, a blasted frame. So no blame to anybody. Could have been a mate's technique too. The main thing is we've corrected it, we've put it right, and now it's fantastic. The only time I've ever been caught out with frames is, if you think of this process, that you've chemically dipped and you take a frame out of a tank, it's got obviously a chemical in it which is breaking down the paint, the powder coating or single pack, two pack paints. So it has to be flushed. Now what I had once with, it was actually on one of our TLR 200s a customer brought in, we put it in the oven then to gas out at about 120, 140. We had acetone it, we'd blasted it all. We then put it in the spray bay. It was for ceramic coating this, so we got it up to about 150, 160, something like that. We'd left it in for a longer curing time, and what actually happened was there was still something in the frame. We're thinking it's a chemical, but the chances are it wouldn't, because we flush. But what it was, the customer had actually put inside the equivalent to a wax oil. So it was a wax oil coming out. You know, 1 in a million, but that can happen. When these get dipped, we flush them out, then put them through the preparation procedure. But now we've got a lovely little frame. All the cups are nice and clear for the bearings. I've been down a few things just to check. You know, the swinging arm's completely transformed now and repaired back up and as square as I think we can get it. So I'm really happy with this. I'm happy with the finish. If you look closely at the down, you know, the smooth. I know powder coating hides a multitude of sins, but sometimes when it's heavily glass media, it can affect it. Close up of them little footrests as well for you there, ceramic coated, just in a little mild satin. So we're gearing up now for Monday. Once you've, as I say, it's 14th the day of February, once you've sobered up over the weekend from your serenading tonight out with the lady, and you'll recover for Monday to watch the next video. So that's part 1 of the restoration video, and I think you'll find that quite interesting. So till the next one, thanks very much.